Welcome back to the Fresh Start Project. I'm Connor Mahoney.
I'm Carter Thomas. We have on Eddie Price today, born in Jackson, Mississippi, struggled with chemical dependency, mental health, and homelessness, and going in and out of the criminal justice system. While living under a bridge in St. Cloud, Eddie assaulted a man and sent him to prison. Following his 3-year sentence, he found work at the Dream Center and then advocated for the homelessness. Eddie was also recently able to reignite a relationship with his family, which has been an integral part of his rehabilitation.
True that. I'd like to first of all start out by saying thank you, God, for being the head of my life and for being there with me. And I'd also like to send a special shout out to my sisters Vanessa and Cheryl for being a big part of my life with, reentering society.
So we'll start with talking about homelessness because it seems that you found your vocation doing that at the Dream Center. That is something that you're very passionate about. What did your experiences being homeless and even living under a bridge teach you?
Well, first of all, you have to use resources, things that I took for granted, small things I took for granted. Being homeless, it teaches you it gives you a sense of peace, though, in a way, but you're kind of disconnected from society. You want to be with society. So being homeless is not an easy task. It's actually pretty hard. It becomes a routine. People that are homeless are kind of neat. They keep everything confined. It's really all that they have. So they're doing a constant inventory all the time. And I know the struggle of that now, doing that, especially in Minnesota. Being homeless in Minnesota is almost unbelievable. I got frostbitten for the first time about 2 years ago, and that was unbelievable. I almost lost my fingers. But yeah, being homeless is a hard thing, and my heart goes out to every homeless person that's out there right now, especially with the seasons coming around. The seasons, it's getting cold now. They're working on a couple places in St. Cloud right now for the homeless, but I don't know if that's up and going yet.
And do you think the situation in Minnesota is different and how maybe we would try to resolve the problems due to the weather factor?
I don't think it's different. There's not much you can do about it. I mean, the weather is something that's just going to happen. I think there should be more facilities for homeless people, especially in the wintertime. If not for the summertime, just for a few months in the winter, that they'd be safe, they wouldn't freeze to death, because a lot of people do die out there. They die out there behind this. Yeah.
And do you think that perhaps people enjoy the lack of responsibility?
You can say that because there's not a lot of responsibility to it. The only responsibility you have is yourself. Yeah, it does make your sense of responsibility change. It really does. It really does. Yeah.
But do you think certain people get a taste of that and then they say, why do I need to work a job? Why do I need to pay taxes?
Some people actually do that. I actually was talking to a group of homeless people about a week ago, and there was this girl sitting there that just looked like she didn't fit. I'm like, she's well dressed, her hair is nicely groomed, and I asked her, I said, "Are you homeless?" And she says, "No." I said, "Well, why are you here?" "Oh, I like this lifestyle." I said, "Well, you just need to get out of here. You just, what if it really gets bad? All you got to do is go home. You can just, all right, well, I'm going home. It's too cold tonight. Get out of here. I feel like you're just mimicking me. You're making fun of me doing that. You'll do it for a little while. Yeah, if it's nice out tonight, I'll stay out here with you tonight. But if it's raining, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, get out of here. Being homeless is a hurtful thing, man.
Yeah.
And to get somebody to come in and think it's just a game, no, this is not a game. We don't have anywhere to go. You got somewhere to go, so go somewhere else and do that. You know, go have fun somewhere else.
Of
doing
course,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you really pointing your finger at me and laughing at me is what you're doing.
How can you use your experiences, or rather, how do you feel that you're able to help people who are currently homeless?
I can show them. I can tell them about the resources that I used. Well, I found out about my resources in a sad way, but now I can let them know. Like, there's the Dream Center. The Dream Center, I speak highly of that place, and that's a place that I really at one point I hated, because when I was out there really bad, I went there to find shelter, and they kind of turned me away. And I was like, I thought this was a place, a spiritual place,
And why did they do that?
because you had to be in some type of program, or you just couldn't come off of the street and just stay there. You had to be in a program, or you have to be mentally challenged, have something going on. You just can't say, hey, I need somewhere to go. You have to be in a program. So I thought that was kind of bogus. So I turned my back on them. I'm like, I hate that place. And when it came down to transitioning out of prison, you can't transition out homeless. And that was one of my only options. And you know how I felt about that place. Mm-hmm. Well, I went there, and hey, here I am today. I gave it a chance. They gave me a chance. I'm glad they did. I'm glad that they gave me a chance. And now here I am back. I left here a year ago, and I didn't plan on coming back, And here I am giving a testimony, and I'm just overwhelmed with it. I'm so happy with it, Going from what I've been through to sitting here on this camera with you is something that I never thought would happen. And when you wake up under a bridge every day, you don't see stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is something you do not see.
Would you consider the Dream Center a second family?
Yes, most definitely a second family. Yes, most definitely. Mm-hmm. I even give Pastor crap all the time. I call him Pops. Yes, it is. It is it gives you that sense of peace. It gives you that sense of responsibility again. You get your right frame of mind. You get your right frame of mind back. They help you go through a chemical dependency program. They have all of that stuff. The Dream Center has everything a person needs. Everything that a person needs. If you can't get it there, then you don't want it. Mm-hmm. You don't want it. Yeah, you don't want it.
So Pastor Michael mentioned in our previous interview that, in his opinion, the ways to solve or help homelessness are low-income housing, intervention services, detox crisis / mental health crisis, and low-barrier shelters. What are your thoughts on those?
True. Another thing that we were talking about, and we've been talking about it for a couple of days, being a felon can hold you back from those things too. One thing that we were talking about today, if the system could kind of reclassify a felony, just say for instance, you have a guy that goes to work every day, he's on time every day, he's responsible, he's employee of the month, he gets a DUI. Now he's a felon. Now he loses his job. He was making $200,000 a year. Okay, just because he's a felon, but he works, he does everything, he work on time, but just because he's a felon now, it changes all of that. I think that there should be some kind of window that should give you a different classification of a felon. I mean, yeah, true enough, my case and me being a felon, yeah, you probably want to check me out, but people that got simple crimes that just barely made it into the felon stage, I think that should be changed a little bit. I think that
So you think it's too black and white?
I think it's too hard. Yeah. It's either hot or cold, either felon or either you're not.
How would you change that though?
I don't know how to go about doing that. I have no clue about how to do that. I have no clue.
Is there anything from your experiences when you were homeless where you thought to yourself, man, if I could get out of here, I would change this, or if I could advocate, I would change that? Is there anything that comes to mind for helping the homeless or changing the criminal justice system?
Well, there's a lot of avenues I could go with that. Like I say, I can't change anything. I could hope that change would come. Getting back to that felony part, being classified as a certain type felon. Um, like I said, there should be some type of program or some type of company that will give a felon that has a real bad felony, give him a second chance. Maybe his work history was good, but his using history got him in trouble. You know, maybe I think there should be more programs for that, more programs for felons, so it's more felony friendly. You know, give a person a second to give him a chance. You know,
Yeah.
some people that get a felony really want to change, but now you're a felon. I'm not going to give you a chance because you're a felon. Sorry. You know?
Yeah, so you
I think that should be changed.
You think people should be open to second chances?
People do change. I mean, people do change. Look at my frame of mind. I mean, my frame of mind was, what am I going to eat next? What garbage can am I going to eat today? Or blah blah blah. You know, now I got sense of responsibility. You know, it's just being sober did everything. To be honest with you, being sober did everything. And to be homeless and sleep on the bridge, nobody goes to sleep on the bridge sober. Who does that? Who say, "Oh, I'm going to bed, guys. I'll see you later. I'm going under the bridge." You got to be out of your mind to go to sleep. Half of the time. You know, who said, "Oh, well, I'm going in for a good night's rest," you know? No, I'm sleeping on.
And who helped you get sober? Was it yourself?
Well, I caught a case. So it was cut cold and dry right away. There was no weaning down. There was no, I'll drink less. There was prison really, God was with me the whole time that I was under that bridge. And that's just starting to come to me now. He was under that bridge with me the whole time, okay, because I was under there and I was comfortable. Some nights I slept good and I wake up like, what the fuck, I forgot I'm under the bridge. I forgot I'm still here. It's crazy, man. It's just a crazy life. And now I look back on it. I know God was with me. He said, okay, you're eating from a garbage can at a certain time of day. Okay, you're sleeping on a slab of concrete, pigeon shit in your mouth, whatever. I'm gonna give you a different situation. Now I'm on this crime. You're about to commit this crime, and you're gonna get attempted murder. You almost kill somebody to get this case. So I caught the case, but now what does that do? Now I'm in jail. I'm in a bed. Okay, I'm not at the garbage can. They feed you 3 times a day. I don't have to worry about, I hadn't had a bath in a month. You shower every day, Okay, those are the luxuries I have now. But what don't I have? I don't have my freedom now. Okay, I can deal with that. So now I'm starting to transition down. I'm starting to wind down now. Like, okay, if I just slow down here and just take things slow, just let him do his thing, and it's gonna work out. Okay, so the getting clean and sober was pretty easy because, you're in prison. Well, not to make that an excuse, you can get all the prison, you can get all the hooch you want in there, but I just chose not to. I didn't do any drugs. I said, I'm done. I feel like I've been saved. I'm not in the street anymore. I don't have to worry about anything to eat. I almost kind of hated to leave.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up to say,
Do you think that's why a lot of people recommit, though?
That's why a lot of people do it.
Just because it's easier?
That's why I've done it, yes. I've committed crimes just to be locked up. Yeah, I've done that, yes. Several occasions, yes.
So there's...
Especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
I go out and commit a crime at this time of year, so I'm locked up. Yeah. Done this several times. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Is there and you're committing those crimes so that you get the bed, you get the shower, you get the food. Would, for example, low-income housing or low-barrier shelters be a good substitute for that?
It would make things a little easier, I think.
Yeah.
Because a person like me trying to get a house, it's like, oh, buddy, you go to the back of the line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think if someone like, let's say they did provide, like government provided low-income housing and stuff like that, and they told people coming out of prison that's available, do you think that would change anything?
Yes,
though?
it would. Yes,
Yeah.
it would. Yes, it would. Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people come out of prison have nothing to come out to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people make a home prison. You know, they ain't got nothing out there. So yeah, having the option to own something, yeah. You know, and you've been through these programs. So a prison has programs. You know, you go through all your programs. You've got your programs. You've got a good head start. You're sober. You know, you're not all tanked up. You got a clear mind. Why not give a man a chance? You know, why not have that? Why not have that option? You know, it gives him a sense of peace. It gives him a sense of fitting in. You know, why not have a house payment? You know,
Wow.
No.
That's definitely it's a powerful thing to think about. It's not something that I've considered, but how about we pivot to the prison system and the medical system since we're on that topic. I know that you've been in both state prisons and county jails.
Mhm.
Can you explain the differences between them?
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather be in, prison or jail?
I would be in prison.
Okay,
Prison.
good choice. Jail is so. Well, first of all, you don't get to get out. You're in a confined unit. You know, you can't really stretch out. You know, and if you're in prison, you have a job. You can go to work. You get out. You can get out and go outside or whatever. You can go to the gym. You know, you can do different things. You know.
And what type of jobs do they offer?
Grounds crew, maintenance, kitchen. A lot of kitchen.
Do you think they're developing skills?
Yes. Before you
You
ask
do
that
think
question, yes.
They are?
Yes, it gives you that structure. You know, it gives you the accountability. You know, yeah, it gives you that.
And contrarily, they don't have those available in jails or county jails.
The jails, well, county jails, they know you're not going to be there for a long time, so you know, they don't have as many programs as prison would have because you're only there for a short while.
Sure.
That's why they call it a year and a day. If you get anything over a year and a day, that day sends you to prison. Anything under a year, you stay in county. Yeah, so.
Have you been solely in Minnesota, the Minnesota criminal justice system, or have you been in
Minnesota, Texas, Mississippi.
And what's the difference between, especially the North compared to the South, a Republican state versus a liberal state, Democratic state?
Well, I was in prison in Texas, and it seems to be prison run. You know, it seems to be run by the prisoners.
Really?
Here it's more by the law, by the book. They don't turn their head to a lot of stuff here. Down there, they turn their head to a lot of stuff. You know, they just turn their head to it. You know, oh, I didn't see that. I don't have to report it if I didn't see it. Here, you know, if they see it.
So it's more centralized up here. Do you think that correlates to the medical systems? For example, is the medical system in Mississippi and Texas
I hate
worse?
the South's medical system. I was just in Louisiana for a year, and I had a primary doctor that I really didn't see eye to eye with him, but I really didn't bark about it too much. But yeah, the medical field, I was telling my doctor today that I'm so glad to be back in Minnesota to get the medical help that I need because I just was not feeling the medical help down south. I just was not.
What about it?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's just
Lack of is there less
I think it's
of
the
a
way
connection between you and the medical, like the doctor?
the provider. Yeah,
the provider?
yeah. I don't know, man. I really can't put my finger on it. He just wasn't as nice. I don't know. He was more stern. Versus,
But then does that
I really
affect
can't
the
put my
quality?
finger on it. I just didn't like it. I just can't put my finger on it. I just didn't like it. Yeah.
Did other prisoners say anything?
Oh, you're talking about prison? No, I thought you were talking about down south.
I'm talking about the medical system within prisons.
Oh, the medical system within prisons. They're okay. I think they kind of hush you up because I went through a deal where I wasn't sleeping good, and he gave me some meds that kind of worked, and I'm like, okay, now I'm drug searching. Okay, so now I go back and I say, hey, this ain't really working. So he upped it again. Oh, let's let's go fishing. Let's try this one more time. And he did it a third time. You know, so I don't know what their deal is, like the dentist and all that type of stuff. I mean, if I had to go to a dentist in a prison, I'd be totally scared because you think, okay, you're working on a prisoner, you're not gonna have as much love for this guy as you would some doctor you're working on. You know, I don't know. It's just me thinking that way. It could be just my stupid thinking because my brain is all messed up, all wired up wrong. So it just could be me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But going back to the way that they increase the dosage of medication, have other prisoners experienced that?
Oh man, yeah, they do it all the time. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got smart people in prison, man. You know, they're always doing everything. They're drug searching. They're doing everything. You know,
They're hustling.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I mean,
Yeah.
you buy pills all the time. You know, people sell their prescriptions all the time.
So do you think they say like no more in Minnesota than they would in Texas?
They know more in Minnesota. Oh
Or
yeah,
no.
That they would say no.
To like if you were asking for more.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Minnesota would be like, yeah, no.
And maybe that's just a reflection of the medical system as a whole and the philosophy.
I don't.
And it is changing.
I don't know what it is because I had heard somebody else say that I didn't know how crappy the medical system was in the South, and somebody else said, "Yeah, man." Pastor Michael actually said, "Yeah, it's compared to a third world country almost." You know, I don't know if he was just saying that, but yeah, the medical field is different in the South than it is here. Just for me saying it,
Yeah.
I think so. I think people are nicer in Minnesota. I swear to God. I don't know. It's just. Like my doctor, the way he was just kind of stern, you know, it was like, okay, you know, sugarcoat me. He didn't
Yeah, there's
sugarcoat
less
me.
bedside manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pastor Michael also mentioned in our last episode, quote, that the Affordable Care Act was the best thing to happen in our industry, end quote. Do you agree with that? So access to health care is key.
It's good, yes, because I have good insurance now. I got mouth work done. Had I not had Minnesota insurance, I would have been screwed. I probably had mouth problems right now. Probably would have had pain right now. But yeah, they did my mouth work and it was no problem, and insurance paid for it. And yeah, they have.
And does it help with programs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Elaborate on what?
On how it helps with programs, especially coming out of the criminal justice system.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit now? Because I'm getting kind of lost here.
Yeah. So when you come out of prison or jail,
When you come out of prison.
and you are looking for programs, for rehabilitation, does the Affordable Care Act help with that to help ensure that?
I don't know a whole lot about that act. I mean, I don't know. I guess if are you getting information from Pastor Michael? Is he the one that told you about that act?
In his opinion, the Affordable Care Act is the best thing that has happened in his industry.
What does it actually do?
The Affordable Care Act?
Yeah.
It provides more accessibility to health care for people. So you look at people who come out of prison,
Yeah.
and they're in need of rehabilitation because they've been addicted to certain things,
Yeah.
or like in your case, need dental care
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It allows them to do that
Okay.
or have greater accessibility to that.
Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't really heard much about that. I mean, all this is this whole thing is kind of new to me. You know, I've never really done this before, but I will be talking more to Pastor Mike about it because I didn't know anything about it. You know, he just kind of just sprang this up on me just right away, just the last minute. So
Yeah,
I will
that's
be
fair.
looking more into it though. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it provides a good setup though.
Huh?
Like
Yeah.
when getting out, like when you wake up in the morning, first thing you should do is make your bed.
Yeah, I
And
do
the
that.
First
yeah.
thing you get out, like get affordable health care.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Get something
You need
done.
that health care too,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you need that. And that's what this program is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the Dream Center's motto is radical hospitality, if you're familiar with that.
Hospitality, yeah.
Radical hospitality in particular. Basically being as hospitable as possible, trying to bring in people. And I know in your case that they turned you away at first. But has the Dream Center taught you something about hospitality and being welcoming?
It's taught me a lot. I didn't smile. I didn't laugh. I didn't talk. I didn't, you don't do much of that when you're alone, when you're alone. They can't shut me up now. I'm always laughing, talking. I keep the spirit. I always keep if I'm in a room, I keep the spirits always up because I'm always hooping and hollering and doing something, But that was something I didn't do. I missed out on that because I love to laugh. Now I make everything. I try to make it, make it
something
humorous.
out of it.
Make it worth listening to. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah. And I didn't have that at first, I didn't have that at all. I didn't want to talk to people, You don't want to go around people when you hadn't had a bath in a long time, and you just don't want to be around people. Now I'm, hey, where's the party at? Where's everybody at? And my meds do help with that. I do suffer from anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And I wasn't on any meds at that time. Everything was all haywire, all messed up. The meds do help. The meds help a lot. So I'm current on my meds and we're doing good, actually.
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah, doing good.
Would you say, how you're afraid to approach right away? And, like, when you were homeless, did you notice the same thing? Like, people are more independent when they're homeless? Or did you find support groups through all that?
No, well,
people?
sometimes when you're homeless, you kind of want to just be to yourself. You know? You just kind of want to just, because you feel like you've lost contact with the whole world and everybody's looking at you anyway. So you don't ever want to be around. You just kind of want to go up in your little cubby hole and hide out.
Do you have any final questions before we wrap up?
Well, I was just wondering, so do you think that it would be a good thing if people who are homeless came together, just kind of like working out, figuring out programs or trying to...
Homeless people do stick together kind of good.
Because there is groups I've heard.
Yeah. Homeless people do kind of stick together, if they know where some food is or some clothes might be, so the word gets out. I mean, homeless people kind of stick together.
And did you find that at all? Or in your experiences?
No.
Were you more independent yourself?
No, I was just independent, yeah. I was more standoffish, fight real quick. I mean, I had a real short attitude, real short fuse, so, yeah, I was just kind of standoffish.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I've always been the type ashamed. So going out for resources was kind of an embarrassment to me. So I wouldn't do it. I'd rather suffer than just do it, than go ask for it, which is not a good thing to do, I didn't really know how to go about asking for a whole lot of resources. When you go to prison, you don't have to ask for no resources because everything's given to you, whether you want it or not. Go to sleep whether you want to or not. Everything is handed to you. So, yeah.
And then, like, not pursuing or choosing not to pursue those resources, do you think that's just because that's how you put, like, an image to yourself, seeing yourself as, or ostracize your own self?
Yeah, I kind of just put myself as a loser, like, all right,
Like black sheep.
And it's like the law of it. Yeah,
black sheep.
Exactly.
Yep.
There you go.
It's also like the law of attraction. Your thoughts become your reality.
Exactly. That's the whole. I came up with this black sheep deal. That's the whole black sheep motto. Nobody's ever born a black sheep. You put yourself in that category. Nobody's mother ever said, you're just a black sheep. Nobody's ever done that. I don't think. I don't know if any parent ever named a child black sheep. And we name ourselves that. Yeah. And where'd the name come from any damn way?
Yeah. There's a lot more love in the world than people realize. It's just that people make it out.
And see, and that's the lifestyle that I took out. I chose that black sheep lifestyle, and it just snowballs until I finally hit that real bottom. I hit a lot of bottoms, and I thought there was a bottom. And I know I was on the bottom until I was on the bottom of that bridge, and I knew that was the bottom there. Yeah, this is what the bottom means. I'm on the bottom of the bridge. Yeah, this is what that means. Can't go no lower than this. Where the hell you gonna go from these bridge? 6 foot under, maybe. Yeah. That's the lowest point. Where else you gonna go?
So we'll conclude with 3 questions, if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
So what is something that you put too much importance into when you were younger that you realize now is less important?
The following the wrong crowd. Everything that had something gaudy and shiny and nice, this what attracted me. You know, I was always attracted to the wrong thing. Always. You know, if it was big and gaudy, I was attracted to it. If I had to work for it, I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't want it.
And do you think that's changed?
Yes. Most definitely.
What's something that you took for granted when you were younger that you realize now is more important?
Listen to my elders for one. That's one. Not paying attention in school. Not functioning in school, not doing anything positive. You know, everything I always wanted to be like somebody else, you know. So I always went about it the wrong way, and I always ended up screwed up, you know, messed up. But I tried over and over again I tried so hard to do the most stupid things. You know, I tried over and over again to do the stupid shit. And it finally stuck, you know, and I became what I am now. But I'm recovering from that. But
Yeah, of course.
you know, but it was a hard ride.
Do you want to ask the final question?
What's the final question?
The,
You got it.
what's one piece of advice you have for the future generation?
Stay in school. Stay in school. Drink in moderation, if you drink at all. And just put your faith in God. I mean, he's the leader of our world. I mean, if you got him on your side, everything should fall into place. It shouldn't be a hard job. Everything should just fall into place. You know, I do put him ahead of my life. Like I said, he was with me the whole time. I didn't think he was. Because if he wasn't, why are you sleeping with me under this bridge, you know? But he was with me the whole time. He said, I'm going to take you through this. I'm going to take you on down through there. I'm going to let you see what it feels like. And I'm going to get you out of money in another screwed up way. I'm going to send you to prison after this. I'm going to send you to prison for a little while. Now, the average person would think, now that's just real bad. Oh, I got saved.
And it works in weird ways.
And I
sometimes.
said, you know, if God can do that, then I can do this for him then. You know, I can do this. I can do this. I've known all the time. He's always been there with me. I just always put him on the back burner. You know, let me drive, God. I know you in the car, but let me drive. You know, it don't work out like that.
Yeah.
It don't work. When you put him second, you gonna always end up second.
Yeah. They say God does everything for a reason.
He does. He does. I couldn't see that when I was going to prison. It didn't dawn on me until after I was in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't dawn on me right then. Oh, okay, I'm saved.
Yeah.
It didn't dawn on me right then. I must have been there for a year or so. I said, you know what? I forgot about the bridge. I forgot about the garbage can. I said, man, you know what? I'm eating 3 meals a day. I got ramen noodles in my bin. I'm working out in the gym. Then that's when I knew. I said, okay, I'll do right. I'll try. You showed me a sign. Yeah, that's a sign.
Yeah.